like 'em putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 people that got deplatformed.
She has been suspended temporarily by Twitter in the past, but this time, for one of her accounts, it is a permanent suspension by Twitter.
For this list, we'll be looking at various public figures who have been deplatformed by social media sites. We will not be including those who have only been demonetized, so people like Steven Crowder will not be found here. What do you make of these stories? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Milo Yiannopoulos. This far-right activist and writer is known primarily for his time with Breitbart. He has been embroiled in numerous controversies and has been called everything under the sun, including misogynistic, Islamophobic, and racist. And he worked alongside white nationalists during his time at Breitbart.
There's no hiring bias against women in tech. They just suck at interviews. That's extreme. That's ugly.
No, it's not extreme. They're my headlines. They're not Steve's.
Following numerous suspensions, Yiannopoulos was permanently banned from Twitter in 2016 for inciting or engaging in targeted abuse or harassment of others. This is largely linked to his horrible public treatment of actress and comedian Leslie Jones. 3 years later, he and many others were booted from Facebook for engaging in violence and hate. Number 9. Patrick Little. You know it's bad when someone got banned from a far-right network.
A little bit.
Gab is a social network that is known for hosting the likes of white nationalists, QAnon, and neo-Nazis. It's marketed for those who wish to openly discuss the topics that are largely discouraged on the mainstream networks. In 2018, Patrick Little ran a failed Senate campaign.
We are about to have a board vote on a resolution to condemn this guy. He has no support in the California GOP.
He was also banned from Gab for publicly advocating for the inflicting of pain and suffering on and the mass killing of Jews. Little is a famous Holocaust denier, and he also threatened to destroy a monument dedicated to the tragedy. This hateful rhetoric was even too much for Gab, and they gave him the boot.
Someone like this man comes along, sees the opportunity, only needs a few thousand votes.
Number 8. Gavin McInnes. There was a time when Gavin McInnes was a promising young adult. He co-founded the magazine Vice when he was just 24. But his political opinions turned increasingly hostile, and he left the organization in 2008. He then became a podcaster and political commentator known for his far-right stance. He is also the founder of Proud Boys, a male organization with neo-fascist ties.
When an entity is placed on the list, banks and financial institutions can freeze their assets. It's also a criminal offense.
Perhaps unsurprisingly, McInnes has been banned from pretty much every platform possible, including Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. In McInnes' opinion, he has been the target of lies and propaganda meant to silence his voice. Number 7. Louis Farrakhan. Many people have been banned for hate speech, including far-right YouTube personality Paul Joseph Watson. But perhaps the most prominent ban for hate speech belongs to Louis Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam.
Will you talk to us later?
No, not right now.
Well, we'd like to find out what you folks are here for.
Known as a black nationalist organization, Nation of Islam and Farrakhan have been criticized for spouting various hate sentiments.
I'm not a misogynist.
No, sir.
I'm not a homophobe.
He has not only been accused of advocating anti-white beliefs, but he has also been pegged as a homophobe, anti-Semite, and conspiracy theorist. In May of 2019, Farrakhan was permanently banned from Facebook for proclaiming anti-Semitic remarks.
I use that platform with respect.
The Nation of Islam has been long accused of being an anti-Semitic organization. Number 6. Laura Loomer. A far-right political activist, Laura Loomer has worked for various controversial organizations, including the Rebel Media and InfoWars. Much of her work has been criticized for containing misinformation, extremist attitudes, and racist anti-Muslim opinions. Loomer's public beliefs have gotten her banned from basically every service under the sun. she has been deplatformed by the likes of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Clubhouse. She has been prohibited from using various payment networks, including PayPal, Venmo, and GoFundMe. She has even been banned from Uber and Lyft after making numerous racist remarks about their drivers on Twitter. This is just one of those people who live for controversy and attention.
I'm just a conservative, okay? And I don't have any rights anymore in this country.
Number 5. Myanmar officials. Back in August of 2018, Facebook made internet history by banning numerous Myanmar military officials. According to a Facebook spokeswoman, this was the first time that the company had banned a country's military leaders. This ban immediately followed a United Nations report that claims the Myanmar government was partaking in various genocidal acts against the Rohingya people. Owing to the hate and misinformation that was spouted by the country's military accounts, executives took action and banned them from both Facebook and Instagram. This historical ban included the commander-in-chief of the country's armed forces, General Min Aung Hlaing. Number 4. Mike Enoch. The founder of The Right Stuff and host of the Daily Shoah podcast, Mike Enoch is a prominent neo-Nazi. Both he and his website have long been accused of harboring hateful views, including dangerous conspiracy theories, Holocaust denial, anti-Semitism, and white nationalism. Born Michael Pianovich, Enoch was personally asked by his own father to change his surname owing to his controversial opinions. Back in 2018, Enoch disseminated a conspiracy theory on Twitter, and his words were retweeted by popular media pundit Ann Coulter. This helped popularize the unpopular Enoch, and Twitter suspended his account. The account in question is no longer active. Number 3. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene was elected as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives in 2021. However, her political career has long been marred in controversy. She has publicly advocated for the execution of Democrats, and she long spouted nonsense conspiracy theories and dangerous far-right ideals. She has been very outspoken about COVID safety measures, and it eventually came back to bite her. Greene had been repeatedly suspended for sharing COVID misinformation, and after tweeting a misleading graph, she was permanently suspended for repeated violations of the COVID-19 misinformation policy. According to the policy, bans result after 4 different warnings and suspensions.
Of course, Greene using this as an opportunity to say that she is being censored by big tech.
Number 2. Alex Jones. This radio show host is easily one of the most controversial public figures of our day. Think of the stereotypical alt-right conspiracy theorist, and you have Alex Jones. He is the owner of InfoWars and a believer in conspiracy theories ranging from the moon landing to Sandy Hook.
If he is that upset about a government conspiracy that is not happening, just imagine how upset he's going to be when he finds out about one that actually is.
Jones has long battled social media and the public for his problematic views. Virtually every platform has removed Jones's harmful content and banned him from their services, including Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube.
He had several warnings. You'll remember that he was required to delete some violating tweets. Just a few weeks ago, his account was suspended for an entire week.
Even more niche services like Vimeo and Stitcher Radio have removed Jones's content, and he is prohibited from using the likes of PayPal and LinkedIn. No one wants him, and for good reason.
Goodbye!
Don't come back!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Donald Trump. Social media played an enormous role in the presidency of Donald Trump. Unlike many prominent public figures, especially those in politics, it was obvious that Trump was writing his own tweets.
Failing New York Times says I cheated on taxes. Duh, it's called being smart.
Furthermore, many of his tweets were either made into memes, covfefe anyone, or used as arguments against his policies and viability as president. Beginning in May of 2020, Trump's tweets were regularly fact-checked owing to his consistently misleading claims.
Twitter is absolutely allowed to silence the president, as is any other social media platform that can make their own rules.
Following the Capitol attack of January 2021, all of Trump's social media accounts were taken offline, and Trump himself was banned from using the services. It's certainly a fitting conclusion to his chaotic presidency.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.